Kubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan ra Arsap da ka singam beats aqua na molai moro ha ka jingdap sans nem jongka. Rengkat ka 3 Olives Restaurant M Crown Hotel Kendailat Shillong bat ka Orange Nissan Lom so po Shillong. One ban thiet ya ka kali Datsun ready go bathamai ka bas kem bat bidor.
Bon nangi bangila juya puli ya ki kot komik ki kot jinge thok khana Lyngba ki jingdrodor ya ki bangi tip kum ki cartoon. Bon nakum kita ki cartoon kilong ki ba penbiria bangja bat penrkie bat kepo. Nrei gidon patru ki ba kren persi kren siat yanore kum haki kam ki baidei bat ka san hima sima ka kam san pertai lani bat ka Imlang Sahlang. Lyngba ki cartoon laju samru ya ka kubor ka bakit jingmut. Hajla jongi dang duna ki ba penlet jingmut bat penlut por than hakum gani ka kam. Nrei ngiyoi ya ki cartoon jan man la kasngi la ka dei haki kot kubor lani ki wei. Nakaliang jongka Batisi TV ngilayolat bani kundu ya wei Samla rangba hadin bang ngilayoi haka Instagram page jong u ya ki jingdro jong u ki bakit jingmut shisha. U bhokto ram mauro warla udon laka kam ka jam ka ba ukamai jakpo kani ka kam dro jong u ya ka ba upundon kam daki kor ka juk digital menta kadai ka ba usung tanat bat kam penno mensim.
My name is Bhoktaram Mauro. Currently, I'm working as a senior associate in Northeast Slow Food and Agrobiodiversity Society, NESFAS. Out there, I'm handling the research aspect. So, whenever there is any research to be done, like methodology, doing some surveys, data analysis, report writing, I do all that. And apart from that, I have also a PhD in geography. So, I did a PhD from NEHU. I was teaching as a guest lecturer in NEHU for 3 semesters. Then I was teaching in some other school and colleges for some time. And then after that I joined NESFAS in 2018, I think 18 January. And since then I've been working in NESFAS for the last 3 years now. I used to watch Disney, then I used to read a lot of comics, especially Hindi comics. Because in those days, there were a lot of Hindi comics. Because Hindi comic industry was very big around those times. You had a lot of superhero, a lot of like Chacha Chaudhary, Sabu, Tinkle, Pinky, Sabu, then you Billu. Then you have like Super Commando, Dhruv, Nagraj, like Bhedia, all those kind of characters. So that was my childhood. And around that time, I started having interest in drawing. And I love Disney movies, all the Disney movies. You love watching them. You had Mowgli. So like my interest in art was there from the very beginning. Then in 2017, 16-17 around that time, when I joined Tur, Tma Rangli Juki, with Tarun Bharti and Anjala Rangat, that time I was working with them. So therefore, I started doing some sketch, like political satire. So then I started getting back into my drawing, and since last year August I started coming back to sketching regularly. So I was trying to come up with a book of my own, which will show if you come to Shillong, what can you see? Like there'll be a write-up and there'll be some sketches. So I was working on that, so I went to Lom Sabat Batang also. I sketched some of the historical monuments out there, but then it got stuck, the pandemic and all those things. And I really wanted to bring a comic book of my own for a very long time, since I was young. Then my friend suggested to me, why don't you start? And I was going through Instagram, I saw that many people are doing it. You don't have to have a long story, you just have to have a few lines, maybe some like 3-4 panels. So I thought, okay, why not do that? So Lapadiang, she's a performance artist from Shillong, very good performance artist. And then Keshav, he was working with TSR, that's Post Room. So they suggested to me, why not I start doing this? So I said, okay, fine. And since then I've been doing this. So when I started doing that, I realized that there are a lot of, because I feel there are a lot of stories in Shillong, stories about people's lives, stories about people's struggle, story about the hypocrisy which is there, the very fake, hollow society we have, the Buram culture, everyone Buram, but everyone is screwing everybody else. So that made me thought, why not? Because having an activist background with Tur, also having a research background with PhD, so I thought, why not combine them together? So I said, why not just have a comic book? So if you look at my sketches, some are political satire, some are very simple, mundane things. So basically it's a combination of like what I feel. See, everything is political. There is nothing which can say is apolitical, because our entire life is based on the system on which we are living right now, and the system is based on politics. So all that, for example, the Barik Mall. Now the Barik Mall issue is very interesting because right now we are in a recession. No? India is going through a recession, and very soon we're going to have a big, maybe might be a depression also. So in that situation, people are losing jobs. There are no jobs. When you talk about the mall, you talk about a space where people can go and spend money. Now if I don't have money, what will I go and do out there? So so the mall is for whom? It's for the people of Shillong. So people are talking about environmental issues, which I think is very important, but they're not looking at the economic issues. So when I made a sketch of the Barik Mall, so I made a suggestion, I wrote there in the Barik Mall is that, right now there's a recession. There is public expenditure is low. Who is going to fund all this? So the politician says, they're asking me questions. I don't know what they do. What do these things mean? So I'll just blame the opposition. So I want people to understand that I have some insights of my own because of my research background, because of my reading. I think I want to share it with the world because I feel we need to know that. There are some stuff which are simple, but some stuff I think we need to think a little more. For example, there was a story about, there was a road being built by a philanthropist person from a village, and people were happy, cheering, wow, such a nice guy, he did this with his own money. He shouldn't have done that. That is the government's job. If we start doing that job, why is the government taking our taxes? Government is getting taxes, whether it's direct or indirect. It's for us to be spent on us, and then they don't want to spend on us. Why not? And they will be happy. Everybody is taking care of themselves. Let's not spend any money. So the money what is there, let us use it for our own corruption. So people should understand that. It's very simple to say, wow, such a nice person, he's doing so much. But he shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do that. It's the government's job. We should hold the government responsible. So I feel these kind of insights are very, very important. So that's what I try to bring from my end. Because you want to be provocative, no? Like, for example, so people can see, what is this? Ujler? What is this? Otherwise, if it's a very simple title, nobody will look at it, no? So in fact, my friend Josh again, when I thought of starting this comic, so I asked Josh, can you suggest some title for us? And he sent us 3 or 4 titles, and we found this to be the best because it attracts people, when you say Ujler, and especially with the mouth open, and then you have the tongue, and then you have the shit inside the mouth, So it makes people feel a little bit queasy also about it. But at the same time, you feel attracted. Okay, what is there? I want to see, what is he talking about? What is he bragging about, blabbing about, So in that sense, it's more of a propaganda in our sense, you can say, like a marketing technique. Give a good title, let people at least have a look, like a first impression, and then they can see what they want. I think my main intention with Ujler is because it's a personal thing, because I want to challenge myself as an artist. I mean, there are many artists in Shillong who have got good background. They have gone through training schools. They have gone to many good institutes, art schools. I don't have any of the training. I don't have any of the background. I'm an amateur artist, and I'm doing on my own. I'm learning on my own. So I feel like I want to push my limit. How far can I go? How much can I write stories which are really inspiring? And when I watch movies, when I watch all these beautiful movies like Ghibli Studio, which is a Japanese animation studio, they produce some beautiful animation movies which are much better than live action movies. When you look at that, I say I want to be like that. I don't think I can go there, but can I reach somewhere there? So for me, it's about exploring myself and see how far I can go. Also, I want to leave a legacy behind. So in 4 months' time, I was able to achieve my target of 60 stories. And then I started compiling them. Then my friend Benjamin's Aim, very good artist from Shillong. I mean, he's a very good artist. I mean, I feel he's one of the accomplished artists in Shillong. So he helped me in arranging, doing the layout and all those things. So that's what after 4 months, so we started in May, June, July, August, September. By September, we were ready with our book. And then by last week of September, October, we brought it out. So basically it took 4 months. Regarding inspiration, I think there are many artists. I would say Ram Vaikar was there, Hindi comic artist, very good. Dilip Kadam was there. Then you had Anupam Sinha were there. So they were like old 90s comic book. Then you had Pran was there, Chacha Chaudhary. You know, these were the comic book that I really liked. Tinkle was there. You had Savi Mascarenas was there. Then you have Vivi Halbe were there. You know, then like all those good comic book artists. Then you also had, I wasn't into much Western comic like Marvel or DC because we didn't get them. It wasn't available at that time. So then recently I started following Mobius. Jacques Giraud is this person actually had is a very good artist from France. Then Ghibli Studio, Hayao Miyazaki, very wonderful artist, very wonderful director. He himself is also an artist. He wrote the book Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, the entire manga. So I mean, for me, those are my people that I look up to. You know, then you have Asterix, you have Uderzo, you know, those kind of people. So you're looking at all of them and you see, wow, like this is they show, you know, they show how much you can achieve, how much your skill can improve, and I feel like those are my inspiration. Yeah, I think my family, they're quite supportive of me. For example, like they don't disturb me. That's the thing, you know, they let me do my work. And also because for friends, I think my friend Benjamin's Aim, I think he has really helped me because he is a good artist, very good artist. So when I am with him, when I see him working, doing his work, like illustrations or doing graphic designing or doing animation or doing music videos, then you see, wow, you know, like there's someone you can look up to, you know, as a friend. And then also he would support me in many things, you know, especially like in terms of being a very good friend. So in that sense, having that, and then Joshua is there who always gives me stories. I tell him, hey Josh, you know, like we need some stories, man. So within half an hour, he'll send me 2-3 stories. You know, so in that sense, I'm very happy to have a very good team around me. I think there's so much talent in Shillong. I mean, like, because recently I was meeting a friend and then he told me there's another guy who actually wanted to come up with their own comic strip like us. Then I haven't seen the artwork, but I feel like, wow, that's so great. And I know there are so many, like, because we went to Makurwat last couple of weeks ago. So we were doing this workshop with children, with youth, on how to create your own comic. And we had a certain kind of a test for them, no? Okay, show us what you can do. And we saw, wow, there's so many good people, there's so many good artists around. I mean, we need to just encourage them, because see, I'm also not a trained artist, but I could see that so many of them, without having been trained, they also are quite good. I feel like there's a lot of artists in Shillong itself. I think they can do a lot of work, and there's so many stories. I mean, there's so many stories. I mean, I can't do the stories because, for example, like my skill is not up to that level, no? Because I want to do some stories, but you know, I'm not so good. I'm not as good as I want to be. So but there are other people who are really, really good. So in that sense, and also there's so much going around in our society, I think we should be more critical about it. From what I see from my friends, okay, my friends' experience is that there is money. People say there is no money, but there is a lot of money going around, floating around. It's just that the money doesn't go to the artist. You know, I mean, like, because you have schemes, government of Meghalaya, government of India, you have schemes under them. I did not know, but did you know that there is a pension scheme? There's a pension scheme, a social security scheme for artists. I never knew about that. But it's a law which is passed by the Parliament of India. Now, the point is that so much work, like for example, now you have the smart city. Somebody has to design it. Somebody has to be in architecture. Somebody has to design the model. Don't we have people out here to design the model? Maybe once you have the city, you want to do some kind of fresco work, some kind of, let's say, you know, the wall painting, like you saw there in was it place Lashmir. I think our local artists can do that.
Just around the corner.
Just around the corner, yeah, just here. I mean, there's so much that can be done, and money is there. When people say there is no money, I say, dude, my basic assumption, my basic calculation is this: you have population. In Meghalaya, population 2.3% every year. Let's say it has gone down a little bit. What is the GDP of Meghalaya? 3, 4, 5% every year, which means GDP is the amount of money which is there in the economy. So you have 5% GDP, 3%, 2% population, gap is 3%. Population keeps coming down, rate, GDP keeps going up 6, 7%, gap. Where is the extra money? That money should come to the artist, should come to the people, you know, and that because, I mean, for example, because there are people getting so much big contract, but how much are the artists getting? There is money. It's just that the money is not coming to the pocket of the artist, but there is money. Because you look at the numbers, there is money.